You are too accessible, too readable, too eager to please. You walk into a room and your body language screams for approval. You smile when nothing is funny. You nod when you disagree. You fill the silence with nervous chatter because the weight of the quiet makes you feel small. And the world sees this. 101. Kill the nice guy. Most people think being nice is the same as being a good person. They think if they are polite, kind, and always say yes, the world will treat them the same way. But that is a lie. Being nice is not morality. It is often submission in disguise. It is your way of signaling to others that you are safe, weak, and not a threat. Please don't hurt me. Your actions say, I'm harmless. I want your approval. And the world, unfortunately, notices. People are not cruel on purpose, but they naturally sense weakness. When you're nice all the time, people stop respecting you. They put you in a box. The box of the safe, the obedient, the harmless. And once you are in that box, you are ignored. Power works differently. Power doesn't care about how kind you are. Power says, I don't need your permission. I decide my value. I decide my actions. A man who understands this is not always loud, angry, or aggressive. He is quiet, calm, and controlled. His actions do not depend on what others think. Machiavelli, the famous thinker who studied power, warned that if you always try to be good in a world where many are not, you will fail. He said, a man who makes a profession of goodness comes to ruin among those who are not good. The truth is simple. If you always try to follow the rules, be polite, or seek approval, people who break rules and take what they want will get ahead, and you will stay behind. The key is to replace being nice with being civil. There is a difference. Civility is your choice. It is not automatic. You behave respectfully and calmly because you choose to, not because you are trying to please anyone. Civil people can disappear or withdraw instantly. They are not trapped by the need to make everyone like them. They are in control of themselves. Civil behavior gives you authority, while constant niceness gives others power over you. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to please everyone. That habit weakens you and makes people predict and manipulate you. Instead, focus on being respected. Respect cannot be demanded. It must be earned silently through the way you carry yourself and the way you refuse to let others control your emotions. Once you do this, people will naturally notice. They may not like you at first, but they will fear and respect your presence, and that is the foundation of true power. Law 2. Master the weapon of silence. Most people are terrified of silence. They feel uncomfortable the moment there is a pause in conversation. It feels awkward, strange, and even threatening. This is because many people are insecure. Insecurity makes them feel like every empty second is a judgment, a test, or a chance for others to think badly of them. So they rush to fill silence with words, jokes, or nervous chatter. They interrupt. They speak over others. They try too hard to explain themselves or to make others like them. This constant noise is not confidence. It is weakness. It signals to the world, I am anxious. I need approval. I am not in control. Powerful people understand something most do not. Silence is a weapon. Silence is not empty. It is pressure. When you stay silent, you force others to fill the space. They start talking more than they want. They reveal their thoughts, their plans, or even their mistakes. In short, silence makes others vulnerable. You do not have to speak first or explain yourself. You do not have to impress anyone. You just have to hold the void and watch it work in your favor. Here's how to use it. When someone asks you a question, pause before answering. Count in your mind 1, 2, 3 seconds before you speak. Maintain steady eye contact while you pause. That pause is long enough for their brain to start overthinking. Why isn't he answering? Did I say something wrong? What is he thinking? In those 3 seconds, you're already gaining psychological advantage without saying a single word. When you do speak, speak slowly and clearly. Fast talking signals fear, nervousness, or a lack of control. Slow speech, on the other hand, signals confidence and authority. It tells people, I am calm, I am certain, I control my words and my time. Think of a king issuing a command. He does not rush, he does not stumble. He speaks as if the room is waiting for his every word. That is the effect you want to create. Remember, the person who controls silence controls the room. Silence creates tension. Tension creates mistakes. Mistakes create opportunity. If you can master the art of pausing, of listening, and of speaking deliberately, people will instinctively respect and even fear your presence. You will no longer be predictable. You will no longer be manipulated. Silence is not just a lack of noise. It is power in its purest form. 3. Law 3. Starve the golden calf. Most people live their lives addicted to external approval. They check their phones constantly for likes, comments, and messages. They fish for compliments from friends, family, or strangers. They explain themselves to people who do not matter, hoping to be understood or liked. This is weakness. This is the golden calf, an idol you worship, not with your hands, but with your attention, energy, and emotions. Every time you seek someone else's approval, you give them power over you. If someone can make you feel good or bad with just a word, you are no longer in control. You are their puppet, and your emotions are the strings. To be truly terrifying, to be psychologically untouchable, you must cut the strings. You must reach a point where your self-esteem is internal. Your confidence must come from within, not from anyone else. This does not mean becoming a robot or being cold. It means building a fortress inside your mind where compliments and insults do not enter. When someone calls you a genius, you say to yourself, I know what I am. When someone calls you a fool, you think the same thing. Neither praise nor insult can move you. You are unshakable. When you meet people who do not need their approval, they are disturbing to most. You break the unspoken social contract that everyone must trade validation for validation. People try harder to impress you. They try to provoke you, hoping to get a reaction. But when you refuse to react, their attempts fail. Machiavelli said, "He who seeks to deceive will always find someone who allows himself to be deceived. He who seeks to provoke will always find someone weak enough to react. By not giving them a reaction, you show them that their tools have no power over you." How do you practice this? When insulted, do not defend yourself. Do not explain. Use the bored stare, quiet, calm, and unmoved. Or use agree and amplify, turning their attempt into irrelevance. When people see that you are emotionally independent, they do not know how to deal with you. You become unpredictable, unshakable, and above all, respected. Remember, the golden calf dies when you stop feeding it. When you stop chasing approval, you regain your psychological sovereignty. You become the master of your mind, your emotions, and your space. Once this is internalized, people will notice. They may try to tempt you, distract you, or provoke you, but you will remain untouchable. And that is true power, freedom from the chains of other people's opinions. 4. Law 4. Posture of the apex. Your body is not just flesh. It is a tool, a weapon, and a message. How you carry yourself communicates power or weakness long before you speak a single word. Most people carry themselves poorly. They shrink in their chairs, cross their legs tightly, hunch their shoulders, and lower their heads. Every gesture signals, I am small, I am insecure, I am not in control. This is prey behavior. People see it, and without knowing it, they treat you accordingly, as someone harmless, someone who can be pushed around. The powerful understand that posture leads the mind, and the mind leads the posture. To feel dangerous, you must act like a ruler. Expand your body. Take up space. When you sit, open your chest and shoulders. Let your arms rest naturally, not folded. Spread your legs comfortably when standing. Stand with your weight, grounded equally on both feet. You're telling the world, I am present. I own this space. Exposing your chest may feel counterintuitive. In a fight, you protect your vital organs. But in social dynamics, showing that you are not afraid signals strength and confidence. Your eyes are weapons. Most people have scanning eyes. They dart around the room, checking exits, faces, and threats. This is prey behavior. A dangerous person has focused eyes. When you look at something, look at it fully. Absorb it. When you move your gaze, move it smoothly, deliberately. Let people feel the weight of your attention. When you walk, do not apologize. Do not zigzag or step aside unnecessarily. Pick a line and walk it with purpose. People will instinctively move out of your way. The world reacts to momentum. If you project intention, if you move with certainty, you control the space around you. Posture is not just for show. It changes your internal state, too. When you stand or sit confidently, your brain releases chemicals that reinforce courage and focus. You feel like a leader, and the people around you sense it immediately. Confidence and dominance are contagious, but only if your body matches your mind. The apex posture signals, I am a ruler, I am in charge, I am untouchable. Master this and you will notice a shift. People respect you. People hesitate to challenge you. Your presence becomes heavier, more impactful, and psychologically intimidating. Remember, your body is the first language of power. Speak it clearly, stand tall, walk with purpose. Let your eyes lock and linger. Take up space. Become the apex predator in every room, not through aggression, but through the sheer authority of posture. 5. Law 5. Withdrawal of supply. Every human interaction comes with a hidden currency, attention. Attention is not just polite listening. It is the energy, focus, and time you give to others. Most people give it away freely. They answer messages instantly, say yes to every invitation, stay late at social events, and make themselves always available. This constant availability kills value. When something is always there, people stop appreciating it. Familiarity breeds contempt. If you are everywhere for everyone all the time, your importance drops to zero. You become disposable. Powerful people understand a simple truth. The one who controls supply controls influence. Machiavelli advised rulers to appear often, but never too often. To be seen, but not available at will. To create a hunger. When people do not know where you are, what you are doing, or when you will appear next, they start thinking about you. They want your attention. They compete for your time. They notice your absence more than your presence. This scarcity makes you more valuable, more respected, and more powerful. The lesson is simple. Be selective with your time and energy. Do not answer every text immediately. Do not say yes to every meeting or social event. Do not stay late just to please others. Leave before the party feels over. End conversations while they are still interesting. Hang up the phone first. In short, withdraw your supply strategically. When people cannot rely on your constant presence, they start to notice your importance. They start to respect your choices. This applies not only to physical availability, but also to emotional supply. Do not give away your feelings, trauma, or weaknesses to everyone you meet. Do not overshare your personal life. Keep your thoughts, plans, and emotions closer to your chest. In a world full of oversharing and instant validation, the person who keeps secrets is the person with power. People will try to pull you out, to demand your energy, to test your boundaries. When you refuse, when you remain calm, scarce, and controlled, you teach them a simple but terrifying lesson. You are not theirs to manipulate. Remember, power is attention, and attention is currency. Stop giving it away for free. Learn the art of the exit. Create a hunger in others. Become scarce. When people start noticing your absence, they realize that you are someone of value, someone to be respected, someone who cannot be controlled. And that, more than words or actions, is how psychological dominance is built. Law 6. Competence is the only real confidence. Up until now, we've talked about posture, silence, scarcity, and control. These are tactics, tools you can use to influence people and project power, but tactics alone are not enough. Without a strong foundation, they are empty gestures, and eventually, they collapse. True, lasting confidence comes from competence, from actually being skilled, capable, and effective. Nothing intimidates people more than someone who knows what they are doing and does it well. Think about it. A boss who shouts and screams is annoying, but not truly feared. Everyone knows he is insecure and reactive. Now imagine a boss who never raises his voice, who watches quietly when mistakes happen, and then calmly fixes the problem. That is competence. That is authority. That is the kind of presence that forces respect without demanding it. Competence creates quiet power. It is not performance. It is proof. Machiavelli didn't just tell princes to look like kings. He told them to study strategy, history, and war, to know their terrain, their allies, and their enemies, to be prepared for every scenario. In other words, he understood that real power comes from being able to solve problems others cannot. The same applies today. You must build skills that are undeniable, skills that create results. When you know you can handle anything, you don't panic. You don't overreact. You act decisively. You are calm in crises because your competence is your anchor. Competence also protects your tactics. Without real skill, silence seems awkward, posture seems fake, and scarcity seems manipulative. But when paired with mastery, every tactic becomes unstoppable. People trust you. People follow you. People fear being caught unprepared when you are around. So how do you build competence? Pick your field. Study relentlessly. Practice every day. Solve problems that others avoid. Keep your promises to yourself. Track results. Learn from failures. Competence is earned in sweat, focus, and discipline. When combined with your earlier laws, silence, posture, scarcity, competence turns you into a monolith. A person who doesn't need validation. A person whose words are weighed before spoken. A person who is calm because he can handle anything. That is the ultimate form of psychological dominance. Remember, Tactics are temporary, but competence is permanent. Master something real, and respect follows naturally. Master yourself, and you become untouchable. 7 Law 7. Willingness to be the villain. Most people are terrified of being seen as the bad guy. They avoid conflict. They say yes when they want to say no, and they constantly try to make everyone like them. They fear being called selfish, rude, arrogant, or mean. But this fear is the single biggest obstacle between you and real power. To rule your life, to build influence and dominance, you must accept a simple truth. Someone will always see you as the villain. And that is okay. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must learn how not to be good when necessary. He didn't mean be evil for pleasure. He meant that you must be willing to disappoint, deny, and set boundaries. Even if it makes others angry or uncomfortable, every choice you make in your life is either giving your power away or taking it. If you want to grow your career, build your wealth, or protect your peace, someone will be upset. That is mathematically inevitable. You cannot make everyone happy. You cannot be the hero in everyone else's story and still own your life. The dangerous man knows this and embraces it. He sets boundaries without apology. He says no without guilt. He protects his time, energy, and goals without explanation. When someone asks, "Can you help me move this weekend?" he says, "No. That's how it is." That is all. People may call him selfish, but he is free. He does not owe the world his approval or attention. Every step you take to protect your peace may make someone uncomfortable, but this is the price of power. Being willing to be disliked is liberating. It allows you to make decisions based on strategy, not validation. You can focus on what matters, building your life, your competence, and your authority, instead of constantly worrying about opinions. When you accept this, you stop bending to the will of others. You stop negotiating your value. You stop feeding the golden calf of approval. The key is subtlety. You do not need to show anger or act harshly. Calmly, firmly, and unapologetically, you enforce your boundaries. You do not argue, defend, or explain yourself. The world may label you a villain, but labels are meaningless. What matters is your sovereignty. The moment you stop trying to please everyone, you become the director of your own life. That is the mindset of a ruler, and it terrifies those who try to control you. 8 Law 8. Become unreadable. One of the most powerful tools a human can have is unpredictability. Most people are easy to read. They smile when expected, react instantly, and show exactly what they feel. Others learn their patterns, anticipate their reactions, and manipulate them without effort. Being predictable makes you weak. People can control you, influence you, and take advantage of you because they already understand the rules you follow. To be truly powerful, you must become unreadable. You must stop signaling your thoughts and feelings. Stop reacting the way people expect. Stop explaining yourself. When someone insults you, pause. Smile only when it is real. Speak slowly and deliberately. Hold eye contact without over-expressing. Make them wonder what you are thinking. The uncertainty you create is psychologically terrifying. People are afraid of what they cannot predict. They respect it. They hesitate to challenge it. Being unreadable also protects you emotionally. When others cannot read your reactions, they cannot manipulate your emotions. Praise and insults lose their power. Threats and provocations slide off. Your energy becomes yours alone. You are no longer playing the social game that everyone else is trapped in. trading validation for validation. Instead, you set the rules. This law is the culmination of all the previous ones: silence, scarcity, posture, competence, and the willingness to be the villain. Combine them and you become a closed book in a room full of open magazines. People can observe you, they can hear you, they can guess your intentions, but they can never truly know you. And that unknowability is magnetic. It draws respect, fear, and attention naturally. Start practicing today. Pause before speaking. Speak slowly. Smile only when authentic. Do not over-explain. Keep your emotions private. Leave others guessing. When people cannot predict your next move, they instinctively defer to you. You no longer need to demand respect. It follows you automatically. You are no longer a piece in someone else's game. You have become the player who moves the pieces. Remember, people are terrified not of your strength or aggression, but of the unknown. The unreadable man is untouchable because no one can anticipate him. He is free, sovereign, and psychologically untouchable. Master this and you step fully into the role of the ruler, calm, powerful, and feared in the most subtle, profound way possible. CTA, most people will stay weak. Most will stay predictable. You don't follow the crowd. Subscribe now. Step into control. Become the one who moves the pieces, not the one being moved. Your power starts here.